So in case you guys didn't know, Miss Sunny over here got me a new bracelet. It is we are all Stardust. And you want to explain that because I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. So like it's something that I think it's beautiful too. So if you didn't know, all those atoms and molecules in the atmosphere that exist in stars exist in our makeup as well. So we are actually made of the same thing that stars are made of.
I love it. I love my bracelet. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. So if you're ever not feeling special, just remember
you're made of stardust.
Yes. Hey, I'm Sunny.
I'm Ratchet.
And today we're going to talk about something that has started. There is, how do I want to say this? Like there are these people that are building white-only communities, and so I guess we're kind of
racists.
Well, yes, I know. I know that, but like, like this. There's like this movement. It's happening. It's a thing. These people have built one white-only community, and they're looking at building another. I was just trying to think of like an overall topic name, and it just wasn't coming to me.
I like racists.
Okay.
Racists are building their own community like racists want to, I guess. I don't know. It's fucking retarded.
Do you want to introduce more specifically what we're talking about?
So in Arkansas, there is this community. It's called Return to the Land, and they call it RTTL. It is a community. You have to have European ancestry. They're not accepting Jewish. They're not accepting Blacks. They're not accepting LGBTQ plus. They're not accepting anybody that doesn't adhere to their perfect race.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're Aryan race.
They're Aryan race because they're bullshit. They're all
like
bullshit.
I said, you don't have to be blonde haired, blue eyed, but still, yeah, like they have a very strict.
And you have to have your ancestry completed. Like you have to have that DNA test, and they have to prove to these people. Like you have to pay to prove to these people that you are white enough to join their community.
Yeah,
and they're getting away with it, which I think is retarded, because they're calling it a membership community and not. That's how they're getting away with just secluding themselves into this new town.
Yes, it's a membership thing, and it's also private property. So they're saying this is our private property. We can do this.
Mm-hmm. Which technically, sure. However, how far is it going to go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because these people that they're following into these communities are kind of bullshit themselves. Like, you've got, and you're going to have to help me with their name, or that one. No, that one. It's Eric Orwoll, and then Pete Caesar.
Yeah, nobody knows how to say that. I don't know either.
So they're the founders of this company, or this movement, here in Arkansas, and they are both just impeccable citizens. They are impeccable, absolutely impeccable. One is a porn star. You're gonna...
I was like, what are you talking about?
Sarcasm.
Okay, sorry.
One is a porn star, or wannabe porn star, because it didn't work for him. And then one of them is attempted murderer. Like, he started a community. It was Sister started this community in El Salvador.
Yeah.
And it's called, I think it was called New Haven.
That says Fruit Haven.
Fruit Haven, sorry. Yeah. And so he started this community in El Salvador for whites only. And then he stole...
How do you do that in El Salvador?
You know what? I thought about that too. Like, how in the hell did they get away with that there?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I think there should have been an uprising. But he stole $65,000 from this community that he helped set up, and then stabbed a minor there. But before he could be prosecuted, he ran, like the perfect coward that he is. So these are the people that these people are following, and I can't wrap my mind around it at all.
Well, for me, like, so when I was reading about this, I was like, okay, this is obviously a cult. Maybe it's not based on religion, but it's definitely based on an ideology where they're selling something in a certain way, luring people in, and then obviously they're total monsters.
Monsters.
They're not just racists, they're monsters, and so it's just very unfortunate that they're finding a following. I worry.
In
And
2025.
yeah,
Continue, I'm sorry.
I mean, think about like Heaven's Gate and Waco, and there's always these people that feel marginalized, right? Like, so when I was being trained on threat assessment and stuff, like the kind of person that's gonna do this really like because this is it. I realize they're building a community, but this is actually very anti-social behavior because they feel marginalized, they feel misunderstood, and they find other people that feel like they're just not making it, and they're feeling misunderstood, and they're feeling like the world is against them, and they're saying, hey, come here. The problem is the Jews, the problem is the minorities. We're building a perfect society, and they're kind of drawing them in, but I guarantee that once you get in there, it's a nightmare. And maybe it's not a nightmare for the men, but it's got to be a nightmare for the women and children because that's how it usually goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
especially with porn star and attempted murderer as their leaders.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I feel like this goes beyond racism. Like they're
stupid, ignorant,
psychotic. Like for real, like they I'm sure have like different psychoses going on. Like this isn't normal behavior.
No, and when are we as a society gonna be like, this is like we can't allow this to happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been through this, we've done this before. This is not history repeating itself. It's just rebranding
Mm-hmm.
the hate. And I hate this so much. But on the other end, I'm always like, I think I expressed this a little bit before, but I kind of want them to exclude themselves. Like these people who are so hateful and ignorant, I kind of want them to have their own community, and I want them to stay there.
Yeah, you're obviously making poor decisions. Just go and don't come back.
Don't come back. You're not welcome with the rest of the world. Just stay in your little white community of 40 fucking people right now, and just segregate yourself so much that the world doesn't exist to you anymore.
Well, see, but here, okay, this, like you said, they even advertise themselves as a secure place for white. Oh, it says families. I thought it said females. It's like, see, they're hardy. But like, I'm telling you, this is where women and children become the victims. And so, like, so this is a problem. It's a big problem. But there are people that are trying to find ways to combat this because these people are finding like these like legal loopholes and fighting it, know, and so it is a battle, and unfortunately it's going to take time, and there's going to be a lot of collateral damage, I think.
Yeah, because the Fair Housing Act has only been a law for 57 years.
Isn't that amazing though? Like, I feel like our world, because there's so many things, Roe versus Wade, the civil rights movement, the fair house, like,
we're going backwards.
We are. Like, it's only like 50 years ago that, like, these people who actually are marginalized in society, not just think they are, finally got those rights, finally got themselves out there. Yeah, I don't. It's just amazing to me.
It's sickening to me. It is sickening to me that people in this day and age still think that because based on the color of their skin and nothing else, that they are superior to other people. I'm in awe.
So, Sunny here, these people are the minority.
They are.
They're sick. They're twisted. They are the minority. And like, how do we stop and prevent this without being authoritarian?
I don't know.
It takes time.
It's just like they're taking everything away. Like we've granted, like we've said this over and over again. Women have had body autonomy for 50 years, and then it was taken away again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how you think about it. The fact of the matter is the government is ruling our bodies because we cannot, I mean, depending on what state you're in, even get birth control properly.
Right.
The types that you'd want.
But I think that's this small society is kind of, so our president really appealed to Christian nationalists to get votes, honestly. I don't believe that our president is a Christian nationalist. I think that it was just like this manipulation to an ends to a means. But now we see that we have this administration that has been looking for loopholes and trying to, grab authoritarian power. And this is just like a smaller version of that. And I think that these people, like, they're finding their legal loopholes and stuff because it's, in a way, it has been made okay because of the trends going on. But I think we're going to see a huge backswing.
I hope so.
It's building up. The pressure cookers just go and,
It's going to go one or two ways. They're either going to segregate themselves and fail because currently right now they don't have schools, they don't have a hospital, they don't have their own little network, they don't even have their own police station yet. But what happens when they do? Like, how is that going to integrate into society? That's going to go one way, or everybody's going to start doing it. The blacks are going to do it again. Like, I mean, not again, but they're going to, like, I'm thinking of Tulsa.
You're thinking, okay, yeah.
But they're going to
racially segregate communities.
And then you've got the Asians and you've got the natives, you've got, like, it's just, when is it going to stop? When are we going to not hate because of the melanin in your skin? Like, when is that going to stop? I am so disappointed in us as a human race.
Well, I can say it stops with me and it stops with you.
Yes. I'm very passionate about this, and I hate it.
I know you are, and I get, like, I love this righteous fire in you, right? Because you're right. This is not okay. It is very scary and concerning, and not the kind of things that we want to be allowing in our society.
You would think I feel like that would be the appropriate way to think, but unfortunately it's happening, and I don't know how to even approach an idea to fix it, other than saying, you know what, go, please, for the love of God, go, stay there, don't venture out of your little town square, and leave the rest of the world alone. Like, get off social media, do your thing, build your walls.
I just see this going the way of other cults where they eventually fail because these are obviously very corrupt men that are trying to meet their own means to an end. The Pete, whatever the fuck his last name is, has already tried and failed in one place, in El Salvador of all places. And, for them, it's all about power.
Yeah.
And so even what they're saying right now, they're giving this noble cause and, this whole return to the land, making it sound good, but they are bad people.
Return to the land sounds like a homestead, a nice, peaceful homestead.
It sounds like the name of what, like, maybe a Native American community should be. Because it's y'all's land anyway. I mean,
oh gosh.
I guarantee this is all about power and sexual exploitation. That's what we're going to
you got a wannabe porn star and an attempted murderer running it. So,
yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And then, the biggest question I have was down here. It was like, how are we going to, like you said, like, there's no, I'm stumbling over my own words.
No, I know where you're going, but I'm going to let you get there.
But how are we going to prevent this from contaminating the rest of the world, or the rest of our country at least?
Well, okay, so it's kind of like one of those things, because if you think of somebody having their own land and creating their own utopia, and let's say it's, just a bunch of hippies that want to live their own natural, lifestyle, or like, I don't know, look at the Amish and the Pennsylvania Dutch, like they have their own Mennonite communities, have their own things about, limiting use of technology, and they have their own standards for membership. So is it that they have their own ideal community building, or is it the values? And obviously it's the values. So then what values do we say are appropriate?
And that's not fair. That's not fair for us to say, like, you can't believe that, because that's one of the things that I want to fight against. Christians can't tell me how to believe. Just because you have a book that you believe in doesn't mean that you can force your beliefs on other people. So am I doing the same thing by saying that these people are racist assholes who deserve shit?
I think it's like, we do have to draw a line somewhere, right? Because if they are, let's say we had a private community that wanted to do human sacrifice. I mean, that's murder,
That is
right? So I think it's more maybe examining whether this cult is built based on illegal acts or not. And I think that that's one of the reasons it's taking a while for those that are trying to combat this issue. I think that's why it's taking time, because unfortunately, when you have a democracy and you have several people looking at the picture, and trying to make a decision and have evidence and stuff so that it's not an authoritarian decision, there's a lot of time for a lot of damage to happen on the way. And so that sucks.
Yeah.
But we don't have a perfect person who can always make the right call to run the country. So here we are.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, so it was Eric who said, you want a white nation, build a white town. And it was Peter, the attempted murderer, who said, the
automatic base nature
of Africans is that of a brute animal. And people are following them.
Yeah, they're batshit crazy. There are batshit crazy people who say this and think that they are right. And yes, they are getting a following, and it is sick. It is sick.
I cannot understand it. It
That's because there's other batshit crazy people out there in the world that hear someone saying something that sounds like some of the batshit crazy stuff they believe.
Why can't we just all get along? Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we just, you don't want to date an African American man? Cool. Does it matter if somebody else does? Does it affect your daily life? No. Shut up. You want to be a Christian and never have an abortion? Cool. But who are you to say that another woman can't? If you want, why can't we just live and let live as a society?
Yeah. Well, see, so this is the thing. These people want to have a white-only community. It's because they don't want to live and see the reality of the world. They don't want to even be around other people that are different from them. And, that's the thing, because if you move in close and you get to know people, if a Muslim and a Christian were to spend time together and get to know each other.
Oh my gosh.
They would see the humanity. And so this white only community is an attempt to hide away from the world, because if you are in the world, then you learn love for other people. I mean, that's kind of why in the cities people tend to be more tolerant. They are around other people that are like that.
Yeah.
I was living in a small town where it was primarily a white community, and my son was going to a Christian school, and there were a lot of things like obviously in the Christian school that he was at, they were not tolerant of the LGBTQ community. Now there were people of different races, so that wasn't a thing. But then he moved with me to a school that was primarily Hispanic. We have an educator there who's non-binary. We have educators who are not just white. There's black, there's Hispanic, there's uh, at one time at least Asian and Muslim, and and so for me, I was actually happy for that because I wanted my son to be around that and see that because. And I will say something, I really don't want the LGBTQ to, they're going to hate me just for getting the name wrong. I'm sorry. No, you won't. The LGBTQ community, like, so for me, especially before getting to know this non-binary person, I was like, I don't understand that. I don't understand what it means. And I wasn't like feeling hate or anything. I was just like
Curious.
maybe, but I guess I was also just kind of like, what is that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
But meeting a person, I was also very open to learning, and it's taught me a lot, So for people to talk about non-binary being like weird or strange or whatever, I'm like, it's actually not, there's a person in my life that I've gotten to know that I have so much respect for. And the fact that they are non-binary makes no difference.
No, because
this is still a terrific
who they are
human being.
as an individual means more.
Yeah. And so with white-only communities, like you have people really actively working against that. Whereas if we want to eliminate things like racism, we all need to kind of move in together.
But this is where I'm torn because yes, these people need to be segregated. Segregate themselves. Or let's segregate them. Let's make them a little island somewhere and just give it to them. And you all can just sit there by yourselves, alone, and leave the rest of the world alone.
The two people that have started this, they're clearly suffering from psychoses and I would say criminals. And I think it's just a matter of time. That's where they belong. But how do you sort out the community and who was brainwashed into this because they married the wrong person or somebody who was brainwashed into it because they were raised that way when all they need is to actually be out there in the world and discover that it's a great place because they've been sheltered and told these horror stories.
Okay, great. But I also think that at a certain point, you are responsible for your actions, whether you were raised this way or not. Like if you were married a guy and he's like, you know what, white only, we're moving to this town, and you choose to move there and have children, you are just as responsible. Those are your choices. You made it. You are held to the same standard as that man that you followed. And if you are a child that brought up in this environment and you choose to continue that, you're responsible for your actions. No holds barred. Like you can't say, well, this is where I was raised, this is what I believed, I didn't know anything better. You're a fucking adult. You do. At this point, you're a fucking adult.
I think that's only true if they learn something different and still choose to walk down that path.
But when are we going to say, like, stop giving passes? When do we stop giving passes?
What does that mean to not give them a pass?
So, okay, my mother is I grew up with her being an alcoholic and drug abuser. If I were to follow my path, I would have been the same. I'm responsible for my actions. I can't, so if I did decide to go that way, I can't blame my mother for it because I chose to continue it. So I have to be held accountable for my actions with that.
We're talking about when you know different moving forward, right?
I'm
at what point do you know differently?
Well, I mean, in this example, I knew I didn't want to be like that. So I saw the hurt that it was causing me, and I did not want to. I did not want to pursue that avenue. So I didn't. I didn't even drink until I was like 25. But in this, you can't give. I feel like, and maybe I'm misunderstanding your point. So if I am, please let me know. But if somebody was brought up in a community where they were raised that white supremacy is the end all be all and everybody else is beneath you for the simple fact that they have more melanin in their skin, and you're an adult, you're responsible for those choices that you make. So if you want to be a racist bitch, own it. And don't expect to pass, at least not for me.
So, okay. So I feel like if somebody participates in that and they willingly go and they are, being racist right alongside their husband, Like, yes, that is not an okay action. But I also think, do we send all these people off onto an island, or do we look at redemption, and do we look at how can we take these people that didn't know any different and teach them better to allow them to do better? That's where my thinking is.
And this is why you're saying, I don't know. 'Cause I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, let's not just throw all of them on the island. Like, those two shitheads, yes, send them. Send them to the island. Put them on Alcatraz.
I feel like as an adult though, like if you grew up and if you grew up in this environment and then you continue to spread this hate, you have to be responsible for those consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And for a soft-hearted person like you to say, well, I understand this is all you knew, let's give you, like pat you on the back, it's okay, you can do better. I get that.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying, can we see the potential, and can we redeem some of these people instead of writing them off? That's what I'm saying. It's work, and it's unacceptable. Once you know better, it is unacceptable to continue on. But it's like your quote from Maya Angelou, right?
Mm-hmm. It is. But how do you not know better when you see the hate that you're spewing? And
because they may be taught a lot of fear-based things, and they don't actually know. Like, because this guy is saying that the Africans are brute animals.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never met an African person, you've never seen a Black person in your life, and you're fed all these lies, and you have these fears, and you don't know, you don't know different. Now, you go out into the world and you actually are around African people, and you are around Black people, and you see that these were all lies, then you know different.
This is probably why I'm not in charge of anything. Because my first response is, okay, you want to segregate? Fuck yes. How do I help you?
I mean, they're feeding these people in white communities propaganda, right? And especially for the people that are too young, the children, to know any different. Because you're right, women at this point, this community's been around since what, 2023?
Mm-hmm.
There's no childbearing woman that hasn't lived in the world before this, right? But, I do think that there's maybe instead of sending them all off to their own island to just, fester and die, like,
please and thank you.
Like, these guys are clearly manipulative and power hungry.
Mm-hmm.
But there are going to be a lot of people, as is with any cult, where they're fed a lot of fear-based propaganda and they don't know the outside world. And they're in for a big shock when they get there. But it's something that can be taught and changed, and they can grow. We've grown. We've learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Because I'm trying to be nice right now.
You don't have to be nice, you're Ratchet. It's okay, go ahead. I'm still gonna stick to my point of view. But
no, I because now I'm in a quandary. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I get what your point. I get the point. I guess I'm so appalled and in awe of the situation, the fact that we're in 2025, and there are still people out there that hate for no other reason than the base of the skin color.
Well, yeah, that's incredibly disheartening. It's heartbreaking. Like, I look at things like, with the civil rights movement, and how angry white people got that Black people would sit in at their restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Sit
Use
in their
their
bus
water
seats.
fountains.
Yeah, and like that is like they were really, really angry.
Which I can't comprehend that mindset. Like, it's just a foreign concept to me. I cannot understand it. So I'm thankful that I was born in this day and age and not then.
So part of the reason that we can't understand it is we never lived it.
You're right. And I'm proud of the people who stood before us and brought us to this situation.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them and thankful for them. And I bet they're rolling over in their graves right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I just feel like this, I don't think this is a sign of the times.
I hope not.
Yeah. I hope not too, but I don't think it's a sign of the times. I think it's another cult. They just found racism as opposed to,
Religion.
yeah.
So
I think they're going to get their comeuppance.
can we watch?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Even if you disagree, like if you are totally for this situation, just what are your thoughts? Like how do you, I need to understand, and I will be open to hearing these responses. I will be open-minded as much as I'm possibly capable of, but I would like to hear at least somebody else's that believes in this.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why do you believe in this? And why do you think it's appropriate? Honest to God question, not being rhetorical.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it, send it in. You can email me or us at sunnyandratchets@gmail.com. You can comment on the video. We have Instagram, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. So
Yeah.
all of those, you can message us that.
Yeah.
And then if you want to stay anonymous, be anonymous. I don't care. I just want to know your point of view and why you think the way you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we actually even have a website out there now.
That's right.
Yeah. It'll be out there for a while by the time we get here. But
she is a magician.
No, I am not.
And she's created us a beautiful website.
Yeah.
So it is sunnyandratchet.com.
Yeah.
So you can
and
find
there's
us
a place
too.
there for you guys to email us to.
Yeah.
And see all the things.
So come and see us.
Yeah.
Comment. Let us know why.
Yeah.
Or if you disagree. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. And that is something I do really appreciate you, because you are not afraid to be fiery and say exactly what you think. But it is true. Like I've seen it. Like when somebody wants to talk about why they disagree, you do really listen. And I don't know with your host name being Ratchet that people know that about you, but it is very true. That you will listen and you will hear. And then if you still disagree, you'll tell them you still fucking disagree. But, when you can have these conversations and, it's a good thing.
We just gotta be open human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Not ugly ass pedophile and attempted murderers. Or wannabe pedophile. I mean, what pedophile? Holy hell. Porn star. Excuse that. I apologize. A wannabe porn star.
I mean, I'll just go ahead and call it right now. Men that want to be in power and build exclusive cult communities and want to do things like porn. Probably a pedophile.
Oh boy. I mean, look at this picture.
I mean, if it came out that they were, I would not be surprised. It just fits the pattern.
Mm-hmm. Power hungry little rats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you. Like and subscribe.
Yes.
And comment.
Woohoo! Do it.
Here's to shouting into the void.
Shouting into the void.